Okay, now we turn our attention to Puan Nohanita, because I'm quite fascinated by her work. Mungkin Puan Nohanita boleh menceritakan in the daily work, how does the kementerian or your bahagian monitor the media or monitor the publications on a daily basis, and how do you alert certain sections in order to trigger the content from being spread, because it is controversial, it does not bring about good feeling to the society macam tu. The daily kind of work, the daily monitoring macam mana ni?
Thank you, Dr. Yong. Unexpected question, not scripted at all. Okay, the daily works, our division, penguasaan dan kawalan. One part, one wing is kawalan. Another wing is penguasaan. Kawalan means we prevent harmful situations, we prevent harmful incidents. So, we're talking about permit just now. Permit, siapa yang perlukan permit? Penerbitan berkala. Penerbitan berkala, apa dia? Penerbitan berkala contohnya seperti newspaper, seperti apa newspaper, majalah, jurnal dan sebagainya. Itu adalah fungsi kawalan kita. So day to day routine our function regarding kawalan is that when we receive, okay, another syarat, another condition for pemegang permit is that setiap naskah yang diterbitkan perlu dihantarkan kepada KDN. Itu perlu untuk kita kaji dan semak dari segi konten dia, dari segi bidang dia, dari segi kelulusan yang diberikan terhadap permit tersebut. So day to day routine of kawalan part is that we buat kajian. Kita baca, kita tengok on the content just to make sure that it's not against the Section 7 undesirable publication, which has 7 elements that probably might be harmful towards the mass, the public. Alright? So another, okay, that's the kawalan punya part, sayap kawalan, prevention. Okay, another part of us is doing enforcement. Remember, when I'm saying permit is required, publication permit is required for periodical publication. What about those books that we have during this pesta buku? What about one-off publication? Okay, one-off publication is not required to have permit. So how do we actually look into this one-off publication is that we go on the ground. Day-to-day life of our enforcement people is to go on the ground, actually to look into the books. Probably with us right now, we have our enforcement people. We just look like preman. There are other people. That's what enforcement people are all about. And if there's any kita katakan sekiranya dicurigai sesebuah publication itu mempunyai elemen-elemen hasil penerbitan yang tidak diini, and the undesirable publication, maka kita mungkin akan beli, mungkin kita akan pinjam, dan juga kita akan menerima apa-apa juga aduan yang daripada publik mengenai buku-buku tersebut yang dicurigai, dan kita akan bawa untuk buat kajian. And kajian yang kita buat bukan satu lapis. We have 3 layer of kajian untuk kita cadangkan sama ada buku tersebut lulus ataupun tak lulus. Itu aja. So that's a glimpse, sedikit bayangan apa yang kami buat, kawalan dan juga penguasaan. Thank you, Datuk.
Thank you, Puan. Moderator asked me to ask question. So actually, Puan Zainal shared something really interesting about catering for different session. That means students attain their level of peak at different age group. Like say for me, I'm specialist in the bahagian swasta lah. In international school, you don't have A class, B class, C class. Alright? But as a teacher, you got to cater for students of mixed ability in the same classroom. They say, hey, Einstein cuma baru nak cakap when he's 9 years old. how can you put my daughter in C class when she's 8 years old? Dia belum berkembang lagi. So we find that this is really, really good. And to share with the initiative that we work with the Singapore MOE, right? They have a portal called One Portal All Learner. Actually, what they do is that a lot of ketua pengarah or senior government officer, even though they're 60s, they're still super smart, they're still reading. Actually, they form a special panel to bring them in as an advisor. Now, all the guru over there, right? They have a physical citizenship. They also have an online citizenship. And the online citizenship, by invitation, they get all these senior guys to be consultant, so that they pass on the kung fu and the knowledge to the current teachers, so that it doesn't lose and disappear with them. One thing I'd like to know is that what are the near future plans for BSTP that you guys are planning that we can look forward to? What is the cadangan masa depan kita that BSTP is working? Probably share some vision of the near future for us.
Okay, thank you, Keith, for the question. Ladies and gentlemen, for your information, the government has approved, number one, only last week, pada minggu lepas, Kabinet telah pun mempersetujui kita punya dasar terbaru Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia, iaitu Dasar Pendidikan Digital. Dasar Pendidikan Digital ini sebenarnya mengintegrasikan, kita ada 6 teras utama dalam Dasar Pendidikan Digital. Yang pertama ialah literasi digital murid. Number one is to look at the students' involvement, the students' ability, the students' access to digital content, dan menyediakan mereka kepada kehidupan masa hadapan. Kalau kita lihat mata pelajaran ekonomi, if you look at economy 20 years ago, there was no digital economy. Tak ada ekonomi digital. Mungkin tuan-tuan dan puan ada yang mengambil mata pelajaran ekonomi ataupun perdagangan 10-20 tahun yang lalu, tak ada disebut mengenai pembelian dalam talian. Tetapi sekarang kemahiran itu perlu ada dalam diri murid. Macam mana untuk mewujudkan satu syarikat, atau macam mana mewujudkan atau membeli bahan dalam talian, menjual barangan di dalam talian. So that has to be inculcated in our new curriculum. Jadi melalui Dasar Pendidikan Digital ini, kemahiran-kemahiran itu akan diberikan kepada murid-murid. The second thrust yang kedua, our second thrust would be on the teachers. Now, before we can teach the students, the teachers have to be competent. Jadi tahap kemahiran digital guru juga perlu diperkasakan. So there's a lot of programs inline, for this to be carried through, supaya kemahiran digital guru ini juga dapat diperkasakan. I'm not too worried about the younger teachers, but the ones maybe in the 50s, in the 40s or late 40s, they would need a lot of enhancing, a lot of guidance to help them to be digitally savvy, untuk menggunakan bahan-bahan digital yang ada untuk membantu pelajaran murid. Cuba bayangkan tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, satu masa nanti kita hanya membawa mungkin satu tablet. Can I borrow your tablet just now? Inilah dia buku teks masa hadapan. Di sekolah-sekolah, inilah dia buku teks masa hadapan. Jadi tak payah bawa 10 buah buku, 15 buah buku ke sekolah. Pelajar hanya bawa satu device, satu tablet. Suka tak, adik? Suka tak? Bawa ni je pergi sekolah. Tak payah bawa buku berat-berat, tak payah bawa buku tulis. Semua kerja latihan dituliskan melalui tablet. Hantar kepada cikgu, cikgu pun tanda, hantar balik. Dan ibu bapa pun sama. Hari ni dia belajar mathematics, kemudian cikgu beri kerja rumah. By the time, sebelum anak-anak anda balik ke rumah, sampai ke rumah, anda dah dapat satu notifikasi. Hari ini ada kerja rumah mathematics untuk dibuat. Jadi semua dalam ni. Buku teks pun dalam ni, buku latihan pun dalam ni. Boleh digunakan. Oh, tepuk tangan. Boleh kan?
Boleh.
Jadi tak payah bawa benda-benda yang terlalu berat. Dan untuk itu berlaku, satu, kemahiran guru juga perlu kita perkasakan. Our third shift dan kita punya teras yang ketiga ialah kemahiran digital kepada pentadbir sekolah. Pentadbir sekolah ni selalu dari kalangan pengetua, guru besar, guru penolong kanan, semuanya dah bukanlah nak kata lanjut usia, nanti Datuk marah. They are the seniors in the school. Dan untuk itu kita perlu juga tingkatkan penguasaan mereka dalam bidang digital ini. Yang keempat ialah untuk menyediakan rangkaian internet di seluruh sekolah. Sekarang ni kalau kita pergi bilik guru, ada internet. Kita pergi mamak komputer, ada internet yang kuat. Kita pergi pejabat, ada internet yang kuat. Tapi kalau kita pergi ke Padang, you don't have internet. So melalui dasar pendidikan digital ini, kita juga menyediakan rangkaian internet di seluruh kawasan sekolah. Jadi pergi manalah, pergi bilik air pun ada internet. Masa belajar PJ pun di Padang, di penjuru Padang itu ada internet. Mana Ronaldo ambil sepakan percuma, itu boleh diajar, boleh ditunjukkan melalui video. Jadi itu ialah teras yang keempat. Teras yang kelima ialah penghasilan bahan-bahan digital. Tadi saya kata kita ada Delima, kita ada EduWeb TV. So kita akan memperbanyakkan lagi bahan-bahan digital ini supaya boleh diakses, supaya dipelbagaikan. There's a lot of variety in which you can choose from. And depending on the level just now, very important, personalization in learning is very important so that we can gauge the level of the students and they can access the materials according to their own level. And number 6, of course, most important, teras kita yang keenam ialah penglibatan bersama ibu bapa, community dan juga pihak swasta. We can't do it alone. We need the support from the industry, from the people, from the companies, the big companies, juga dari ibu bapa untuk bersama-sama kementerian menyokong usaha ini. So digitalization is coming. That policy is currently being approved, and it will be an integral part in the education for the future.
Oh, thank you. There is program for primary students, secondary students, and cikgu as well as corporate as well, so that people know how to use computer, know how to identify which kind of email is fake, which is betul, tak betul, and stuff like that. So it's actually very interesting. And then actually we have already started work with Institute Aminuddin Baki. Started with the Guru Besar dulu to make sure that they run the leadership and flow through. Now, Tuan Haji also shared about the devices. Now, every publisher wajib, if you want to do an e-book, not only in PDF, it has to be device agnostic. That means, right, apa saja brand, Apple ke, Android ke, Windows ke, boleh guna. And then the other thing to note is that screen adaptive. What it means by screen adaptive, that means whether you use a big screen, small screen, laptop, alright, or handphone, mobile, it will adapt according to screen, and it has to be interactive as well. Now even in magazines, in content, you click, you go to postcard, you go to YouTube, you go to all kinds of media. Actually our students are so lucky now. You have many choices on how you choose to learn as long as you learn. So we are very encouraged by, the new development that is happening. I'm so glad to have this session. Actually I learned a lot that, wow, we are doing so many things. In fact, Tuan Haji Paridon is also constantly keeping up. We brought in the textbook division from Singapore, from Brunei, from US, UK, Italy and Japan to share about how they do textbook and what are the additional things, and how do we actually probably even put an assessment in textbook where the student will see that whether they faham after they read this book and they answer a question. Then the country can monitor each and every class, each and every student, each and every teacher, each and every zone of the performance, and they can take immediate action with the big data that we have accumulated. So congratulations and thank you so much. Now one last question to Puan Harita is that a lot of publishing people are saying that, hey, itu act dah lama. Is there any changes? Is there any update? Is there any additional supplement or new information that we can share with the publication world especially? And how do we go about getting the information or the guideline? Actually, generally, people are good people. They don't want to break any rules or flaunt any rules. We orang buku sangat atur, sangat baik punya actually. So if you tell us what to do, kita ikut saja and we baik-baik saja. We are the best student in the world actually. So Puan, over to you.
right, Mr. Keith. We believe that Malaysians are very patuh one, patuh society, very good and very positive towards, the whole thing about publication, about the books. And we also understand that books is our bridges towards knowledge. It's very important, right? So, about this act, the Printing Presses and Publication Act, what can I say right now is that we went through research. We have a kajian on semakan. Itu aja. That's all that I would like to update. And let's see what this kajian will lead to lah. Right. Okay. Alright, I also like to connect to everybody, the public, to connect to us. If in case any of us find any material, any publication that has the element of undesirable publication, feel free to connect with us. You can always email to me, nurhanita@moha.gov.my, and in case any one of us would like to check on what is the prohibited publication, I mean the list of titles prohibited publication, so you can just Google perintah larangan. Once you Google perintah larangan, you will get into this web page of system EPQ. Then you can type the keyword of the title, you get the answer. You can check on the title if it is prohibited or not.
Okay.
Right?
I got one question. Kalaulah seorang didapati bahannya ada diharamkan dan whatever, is there avenue for rayuan? Bagaimana to appeal in order how to correct the mistakes?
That's what I said just now. It is not easy for us also to gazette a prohibition towards any publication. We did 3 layers of research. We did 3 layers of kajian, and also usually we engage first. For example, if a certain publication, for example a novel, and it's all viral across the nation, that the novel use obscene words, or there are pictures which is not allowable in terms of morality, we didn't just straight away prohibited the publication. Sometimes we did engagement with the publisher, with the writers, about what they are not supposed to do. Probably we can advise them to change the cover, to change the part which is we consider harmful to the readers. Right.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. So,
Actually, I want to add one point. We have actually worked with the bahagian buku teks, right? Actually, there's so much work in each and every buku teks. We go through all the language, the structure, the picture, and so on and so forth. I tell you, if you are not in the government, you won't know how much effort and how meticulous each textbook has been. It's been the process that we go through before it lands on the hands of the students. Actually, when you work with them, you appreciate them more every day. Actually.
Okay, now that we have come to 11:02, tinggal 1 minute for me to wrap up. Yang saya ni ingin mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada Puan Nurhanita dan Puan Zainal untuk pencerahan mereka tentang satu topik yang sangat penting bagi kita ni. Sebab for example, in terms of the monitoring of this harmful content, itu sangat penting bagi masyarakat majmuk kita. It is very important, to maintain the harmony. Then for this, what has been mentioned by Puan Zainal ni, saya rasa ni pembuat beg sekolah ni kena berwaspada dalam 5 tahun dari sekarang lah. Sebab mereka ni mungkin tidak ada bisnes, sebab semua ni masuk ni digital ni. Lagi satu, saya ingat satu yang sangat baik adalah the the connection with the community through the digitalization of education, di mana bukan saja pendidikan murid-murid dibagikan kepada cikgu dan tuition teacher saja. Ibu bapa dia ni tak peduli sebab ini adalah peranan cikgu. Saya ni nak pergi cari duit lah, whatever it is. But I think in this connection, in terms of the digitalization of pendidikan ni, the involvement of parents dan ibu bapa dalam pendidikan anak-anak mereka is so good that you can actually be a very encompassing experience. So I think it is only proper that we give the panelists a round of applause. We give them because we learned something very about this important topic. Terima kasih.
Okay, one point to add. They were saying about digital. Just share one point. Like the Singapore textbook burial, right? Last year they just announced bentuk cetak wajib. Alright, bentuk digital optional. But they tell semua publisher, please prepare in 10 years time. Alright, in 10 years time from last year, bentuk digital wajib, bentuk cetak optional. Alright, with this, thank you very much. Thank you for your time, and round of applause again for our panel speaker. Thank you.